Grind time. Grind time. It's going to be a grind. I've got, what, 2-3 hours maybe max? More like 2 hours. I've got 2 hours in these post-frontal conditions to put together some bites. Hopefully put together some sort of pattern. The unfortunate thing is, it's been really cold. We had a cold front come through and rain. So this water's not gonna be clear. It's not gonna be warm. It means what it almost always does. Tough. The water has a clear tint to it, which it can happen after a time of muddy water. Waters get clear tints, and it's really weird because the water looks muddy, but then you get up to it and you can still see 1 to 2 feet down. That's kind of what I've got. I can see my chatterbait coming all the way back to the bank, so something more natural colored could still work today. And with the sunlight penetration being okay, a green pumpkin, definitely a good color. I'm probably gonna put it on. But the thing is, after a winter and a lot of muddy water, a lot of the bluegill get a pale tint to them. So this chartreuse and white could actually be even better than a green pumpkin color. But actually, that's why I don't mind fishing especially pale, dirty water. Reduces the amount of sunlight on a fish, which reduces the color. That's a bass. This is why you use. I barely felt that fish. This is why you use This is why I use Chatterbait Elites, because they have Gamakatsu hooks on them. So I barely set the hook on that fish, but it stuck him really good. Chatterbait. Is that a fish? That's another fish. That's a much better fish. They're moving up. Okay, it's not crazy better. Barely hooked him. Coming over that brush down there. Another chunk. Pound fish. That's a good sign because we're coming up on the drain right here. And the drain is actually where they're gonna be, I thought. But that's two, and that is kind of this corner. Both of them, they just barely picked it up. It just kind of got both of those fish. The bait just got heavy. They didn't smack it. And that definitely could be part of the, that cold rain, but it's clearly done something good. Either that or it's just the late afternoon, because, sometimes when that cold rain comes, it makes them lethargic. And that means they're only going to eat for small periods of the day. And usually those are going to be more towards, sometimes those are going to be especially in muddy water, it's going to be more towards the afternoon when that sun heats up that shallow water, the muddy water. And that's when they're going to feed. And so it's about 4 o'clock now. So that's kind of what I feel could be happening right now with those 2 bites. Even though the water's cold, we had a cold front come through, the water's muddy. And, most of the fish I don't know how many fish are shallow, but those fish could just be that this is the right time for them to bite. Right now I'm fishing my bait mostly near the bottom because that's where I got both my bites came. The bait was pretty close to the bottom. It wasn't, and one of them came after it came off a couple sticks on the bottom. So I'm gonna keep it on the bottom. With the stained water, they're not gonna suspend heavily, I don't think. You never know with bass, but that's very unusual to see fish suspend heavy, like really suspend. Muddy water, they can't see as good, and they don't like to feel that isolation. They want to have something to relate to, See, this tree would be the only place I would suspect one to suspend this time of year, because it's a place they could relate to. Like that. Suspended. He was out in the middle. Man, the fish are chunks right now. Chatterbait chunks, that's what we'll call this video. They're all super thick right now. That's great. Usually. See what I'm saying? They don't like to suspend in moderate water unless they have something to relate to. He was relating to this tree, so he could suspend, but he didn't have to feel like he was out in the middle of nowhere. He knew where he was. Nice. It's a dedication. That is a fish. I was like, oh, crud. That was my bad right there. Basically, I hesitated. And when you can't hesitate, I was like, that felt like I literally let him sit there with it in his mouth. Because I stopped, I literally stopped reeling. Because I was like, that felt like a ton like a fish right there. Holy crud. That did. Some of these really, that's why I'm questioning myself. Because some of these feel like fish and some of them don't. That's the only problem I've had since switching to this Chatterbait Elite is that longer line tie hangs the grass. So I'll have to look into maybe putting just a regular snapback on it. There he is. I told you there was one there. Oh man, he's just like a dead piece of... That's a way better fish. Woo! Look at the head on that fish. He's got the head of a 3-pounder. But he's only like 2. The drag was a little loose, but that's the best fish of the day. I told you, there had to be one from that drain. Alright, at some point. I don't know if it was just timing, but right there. Last minutes of the day. Getting it done. Nice fish. Chatterbait chunks.